Well, what is good, Maine Mariners Nation? This is the Maine Hockey Report brought to you by the Hockey Podcast Network. I'm your host, Benjamin Kennedy. Thank you so much for joining me here on this Sunday evening. Happy Mother's Day to all of our moms out there. To my mom, happy Mother's Day. Thank you so much for all the love that you give to me. And thanks to my co-parent, my kiddo's mom, for all the love you give to my child, our child, and just a great day to celebrate our moms. So hope everybody had a chance to hug your mom and see her and give her some flowers and make her day special. And happy Mother's Day, everybody. The Maine Mariners returning home today for an off day, down 0-2 to the Wheeling Nailers. Not the ideal weekend that we had in mind if you're a Maine Mariners fan. The good news is we're home. The good news is they had an easy travel day today. They're home resting. And you've got the next 2, hopefully 3 games here at the Cross Insurance Arena. Let's dive into those 2 games, though, guys, starting with Game 1 on Friday night. This was a win for the Wheeling Nailers in overtime, 4-3. Shots on goal in this one, it was 42-30 for Wheeling, 11-10 for Maine in the first period, 12-9 for Wheeling in the second. 18-8 and the third. That's really where Maine kind of lost their legs, and there was 2-2 in overtime. And that was kind of distorted right there, that third period, that our overtime. Power play, Wheeling was 0-3, Maine 1-5. Goal scores, it was Maine getting on the board to start this game. Benuto was his third of the playoffs from Hudson and Bellamy. That was at the 7:40 mark in the first period. Old friend Tristan Thompson tied it up there at the 15:26 mark. Then it was Gallatin getting on the board in the second period, retaking the lead for the second time. That was assisted by Hellebuyck and Cronin on the power play. Wheeling then took the lead away from us and tied it back up. Bennett getting that one there at the 3:35 mark in the second. Then Maine retaking the lead for a third time. Hellebuyck getting his first of the playoffs, assisted by Jordan and Cronin. And then it was Posma there in the second that tied it up for Wheeling at the 16:01 mark. And then, as we know, McAllister getting the game winner for Wheeling at the 3:10 mark in overtime. Gauthier was good, but not great in this game. 27 saves on 30 shots. And Brad Arvanitis, 38 saves on 42 shots. And we will talk about goaltending here in just a moment. Going to last night, a little bit of a different story. A dominant win, I would say, for the Wheeling Nailers. Winning this one 4-1. Was close in the first period, and then that was about it. That was about it, basically. Wheeling kind of put their skate on the neck of the Mariners. Shots on goal on this one, it was Maine, 33-23 in this one. So, a little bit of a different story there. 12-10 for Maine in the first period, 8-5 for Maine in the second, 13-8 for Maine in the third. Power plays were all clean. Maine was 0-3, Wheeling 0-4. It was Corsia getting on the board for Wheeling there in that first period at the 45-second mark, very, very early in. Jordan tying it up at the 18:46 mark, so getting towards the end of that first period. That was from Gallatin and Cronin. So you're feeling good, right? If you're a Mariners fan, like, all right, not our best period. Give a real early one. Jordan getting his first, tying it up. But then with 9 seconds to go in the first period, Edwards bops went in at the 9:51 mark, going into the dressing room, down 2-1 if you're the Mariners. Then from there, it's all Wheeling. Erdahl getting his third in the second period at the 5:54 mark, and Pietola getting his first of the playoffs at the 12:34 mark in the second. No goals in the third period. I personally did not watch the third period, so I'm just watching the Montreal-Buffalo game. We are at 1-1 here at the end of the first period in Game 3, that game up in Montreal right now. Tough night for the Maine Mariners. I felt like we were going to see a better effort from the team here in Game 2 after losing in overtime in Game 1. Cavlin was in net for this one, 19 saves on 23 shots. Of course, Gauthier back in net for Wheeling, 32 saves on 33 shots. We're going to start right there, guys. We're going to start with goaltending. We know people are not happy. We understand that. We see social media stuff out there right now. People not happy with Kavlin, people not happy with Arvanitis. Listen, neither one of these guys played a great game. We know that, right? But we also know that we're only here. We're only in the second round of the playoffs because of these two men, because of what they did over 72 games, 72 plus 7 when you look at the Adirondack series. These guys have been great. They weren't great in Wheeling. Sure, absolutely. But I would also say the team in front of them wasn't great either. You know, we had a chance in that first game. We go back to game one. You know, you had 3 different leads and you couldn't hold any of them. You couldn't extend the lead at any time, and you couldn't hold any of those leads. Once you got to the third period, you go back to that 18-8 shots on goal in that third period. We knew the later this game got, advantage to Wheeling because of all the games Maine had to play. Just the one day off plus travel, not excuses, just reasons, right? Just reasons. Once that game got to overtime, I know I was like, oh, this isn't going to be good. It's not going to be good. And Maine had a power play opportunity in that overtime, and you just couldn't get anything done there. So, yeah, did RV give up a couple soft ones? Yeah, he did. Did Kavlin give up a couple soft ones? Yeah, you could probably argue that, right? But guys, don't go nuts here. I mean, the playoffs are a different animal. They're a different animal, and these guys are the reason we are here. If you want a good example of great goaltending that maybe doesn't always play in the playoffs, let's go look at Connor Hellebuyck. I mean, Connor Hellebuyck, one of the very best goalies in the NHL, one of the very best goalies in the world. This guy is a career 258 goals against average and a 916 save percentage. But then when you look at some of his playoff performances, I mean, guys, it's not great. I mean, you can go back to 24-25, 3.08 goals against an 866 save percentage. 23-24, 5.23 goals against an 870 save percentage. 22-23, 3.44 goals against 886 save percentage. Shall I go on? Guys, goaltending is, you can't, it's not to say that you shouldn't expect good performances out of your guys, but you have to understand this is a very different animal. You're playing against some of the very best teams. Your defensemen are playing against some of the very best offensive players they're going to see, and it's not going to be the same. It's just not. It's just not. Now, listen, I have no doubt that Arvanitis and Kavlin both know they can play better, want to play better, and I think they will play better. I just do. You've got the next 2 games at home. I think whoever plays, I'm assuming it's going to be Kavlin in game 3. Won't be shocked if you see RV in either game 4 or game 5 if needed. It's just a lot of hockey in a very short amount of time. Both of these guys are going to be dialed in. They're absolutely going to be dialed in. I have no doubt about it. And like we say, it's not just about the goaltending. It's about, you know, when you give up a goal, a lot of things happen poorly. Like there's a lot of things that break down. It's not just a goalie missing, you know, a save or missing an easy shot or whatever. There's a lot of other defensive breakdowns, you know, neutral zone breakdowns, entry breakdowns that happen to lead to that. So, yeah, it's very easy to look at the goaltender and say, oh, it's all your fault. But, man, there's a lot of other things that happened in these 2 games that you can look beyond the goaltending. The biggest cliche in the world is you're down 0-2, you got to win game 3 because it's almost like you're down 0-3. And I would say, yes, I think that there's a cliche there for a reason. I think that if you're the Maine Mariners, Monday is your season. You cannot get down 0-3 to this team. You cannot. Now, this could very easily turn into a home-and-home series where, you know, Wheeling wins the first 2 at home, Maine could win the next 3 at home. Then if you're Maine, it's on you you have to get one in Wheeling at some point. You didn't win in Wheeling all throughout the regular year. I think you only played down there twice in the regular season. You're going to have to steal a game there. You were not able to do that on this trip, which is too bad. But you have an opportunity. The Stanley Cup playoffs are here, and DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NHL, has a new customer offer. Bet player props. Bet live. From the opening faceoff to the final horn, every moment matters. New DraftKings customers, bet just $5 and you'll receive $100 in bonus bets instantly. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code THPN so you're ready for the moment. That's code THPN. Turn $5 into $100 in bonus bets instantly. In partnership with DraftKings, the crown is yours.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or 1-800-MY-RESET. New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY. Connecticut, call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino in Kansas, wager tax pass-through may apply in Illinois. 21 and over in most states. Void in Ontario. Restrictions apply. Bet must win to receive bonus bets which expire in 7 days. Minimum odds required. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see sportsbook.draftkings.com/promos. Limited time offer.
Game 3, tomorrow night at the Cross Insurance Arena. You need to see the most desperate brand of hockey that the Maine Mariners have ever played. You have to see that. They have to play desperate. They have to play all systems go, all out, like their lives depend on it. Because that's their hockey lives for this year, I think, do depend on that. If you get down 0-3, if you lose tomorrow night, it's done. You're done. You're not coming back on this team 4 in a row. Already, you have to win 4 out of 5. That's going to be hard enough. And I think they can do that. I do. I think they can. If they can win tomorrow night, I think they can make this a series and push Wheeling. I do. Because I don't, even after game 1, I didn't see a lot that made me think we're not as good as this group. Now, last night was a different story. Wheeling kind of put it to us a little bit. But even then, Maine had 10 more shots on goal in that game. So I still look at that as, you get a little bit better goaltending play, a little bit better defensive, play, which the room has. I think you can make this a series. But man, if you don't win Monday night, it's game, set, match, in my opinion. So let's hope we see a really good game tomorrow night. Let's hope we see a desperate team, a team that's playing for their hockey lives, for their playoff lives. And if you can get that, if you can do that, great. That would be awesome. Of course, Mike and I will be on the call there tomorrow night. I believe the puck is dropping at, I should probably know this, and I think it's 7 o'clock tomorrow night. I'll look at the schedule later, but as you guys know, we usually go on about 15 minutes before the drop of the puck on the Mixlr app and on Flow Hockey. I also believe I saw something about Amazon Prime. That Amazon Prime will be airing these games, next couple of games here too. So go check all that out. Should be a lot of fun. And please, guys, if you are on the fence about going to the game tomorrow night, go buy those tickets. We want to pack this barn. Now, we know that Mondays are hard. Kids are in school. Y'all have to work. We understand that. But man, if the boys ever needed a good crowd, it's tomorrow night. So I would just implore you, if you have the means and the ability to get to the arena tomorrow night, please do so. Let's make that building loud. Let's make it really uncomfortable for Wheeling. They're riding high right now. They're feeling like they got this thing. Let's prove them wrong. But man, I tell you, the fans at the Cross Insurance Arena, they have been a difference maker this year. We might need you tomorrow night. We might really need you tomorrow night. So go to mainehockeyreport.com. Go buy those tickets. Let's pack that barn out. Let's make it loud. Let's make it uncomfortable. I really do think the boys need that. So I'm not going to break down what I expect for tomorrow night. I think the biggest thing is desperate. I want to see desperate hockey be played. I want to see 15 shots on goal in that first period. I want to see them just get after it offensively. I want to see a couple goals on the board. I want to see them going in after 20 with a lead and feeling confident about their game. I want to see if it's whoever is in that. I think it will be Kavalin. I want to see him just dialed in and locked in, much like he was against Adirondack. And I think you can, and I think you will see that tomorrow night. Let's hope so, because if not, it's going to be a really quick series. Really quick series if you lose tomorrow night. But guys, still series. If we get tomorrow night, if you get that win, we got something to talk about. And like I say, go get those tickets. Let's go just fill that barn up tomorrow night downtown Portland. All right, a real quick look around the rest of the ECHL and the Kelly Cup playoffs. It is Florida up 2-0 on South Carolina, so the Stingrays in very much the same spot as the Maine Mariners. Their game 3 will be Wednesday, May 13th at 7:05 back in South Carolina. Going to the Central Division, that series, actually that game is in play right now. Game 1 between the Comets and the Walleyes, and let's just go check that out. It is, looks like Fort Wayne actually just did win that one 4-1 to kick off their series. And Kansas City also winning today 1-0. I'm just going to go back to that series breakdown. I think they're up 2-0 at this point. Nope, just 1-0. They just got their Oh, no, that's actually not updated on here. So Kansas City now up 2-0. So isn't that funny? 3 of the 4 series are 2-0 with the top seed being up. So Kansas City's a house this year. I expect them to win that series for sure. In Florida, we know how good they have been. Now, listen, if you can get by Wheeling, you've beaten Florida 2 out of 3 times this year in their barn. You should feel very bullish about being able to take it to Florida. If you can get by Wheeling, that's again a big ask. So that's how we look right now in the ECHL. Going to the NHL, of course, we are through one period. Sabres and the Canadiens tied 1-1 series, tied 1-1. Later tonight, we do have the Golden Knights and the Anaheim Ducks. Vegas has that series right now 2-1. We already know that Carolina, a sweep of Philadelphia, winning that one 4-0, have not lost a game in this Stanley Cup playoff. I think they are the clear-cut Eastern favorite, and I think have a very, very good shot at a Stanley Cup. And it is tomorrow night. You're going to have Colorado at Minnesota. That's an 8 p.m. Eastern puck drop. Colorado leading that series 2-1. Minnesota did get that one last night, as I predicted they would, that they would make this a series. I think the teams are just too close. Minnesota, too much talent to go down without swinging, without a fight. I still favor Colorado in that series, but I would not be shocked if this thing goes 7. So that's where you have it here right now in the Stanley Cup playoffs. Guys, I'm going to keep this one short. I am tired. I just had my kiddo for the last 3 days, and I've got laundry to fold and dishes to do and life to be had, but did want to come on and just talk a little bit about what we saw the last couple of nights. As disappointing as it was, guys, if we can get one tomorrow night, I think you kind of get back to level a little bit. It won't be a level series at that point, but you feel like, all right, we're back in this, and we're back in the series, and we can dig out of this. But you got to get game 3. You have to get game 3. So if you haven't already, go give your mom a phone call, go give her a hug, go buy some flowers. You should have done that by now if you haven't already. So thank you to all the moms out there. Again, happy Mother's Day. And until next time, everybody, be kind, show love, and God bless you all.